Hey, to whoa, tender years.
I thought I don't know. Hey, Jews, don't be so bad.
We are live already, by the way, brother.
What?
I started that. Just this way we get some. Don't start it.
No, I'm just saying, great, you can have it then.
Hello, YouTube viewers, all one of you.
It looks great because your head's illuminated.
Seriously?
There's two people watching your knee brace.
Watching my knee brace? You son of a bitch.
I'll fix it for you.
No, it's
way too long.
okay. So let's pull it back. No. I got it. No, I got it. How's that look, Brian?
Don't say my name. You gotta frame it right, because the...
Frame it right, okay.
Hang on.
Okay.
Frame it for you, silly boy.
All right.
There.
All right, cool. And we'll get started as soon as Mark makes his way in here.
I just saw a comment on here. Somebody said you look very attractive.
I am a very attractive man.
Permission to just straight fix this for you. You don't need the rest of the crap. You just need the tool.
You gotta make sure that the banner's in.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. How dare you call me unprofessional? Here, I got it.
Just this. Hold on. This one's kind of gimpy sometimes.
There you
go.
know. I didn't know this whole thing was knee brace.
The beauty thing about this is being able to listen to John Corabi while we're waiting.
That's. No. See? Brian edited himself.
Oh, Brian did a good job.
Hey, it's just that you're gonna crack it already.
Yeah. All right, so what's going to happen for all you YouTube viewers out there? I'm going to have Mark Weiss talk a little rock and roll photography as soon as he gets in here. But the thing is, his booth is right outside the door, and he has a lot of people coming by his booth, so we'll get going in a second. Hey, how's it going? I'm excellent.
Ask people if it's loud enough there.
Yeah, YouTube people, is it loud enough? How does it sound? Should be all right, I would believe.
Touched it.
I didn't touch it. God. Hi, guys. Good. The thing that sucks about doing this from my phone is I don't have my laptop or a computer, and I can't share it on my page. Oops. All right.
Yeah, we're aware there's a bit of an echo, jerk. It's Fuzz.
Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, nice. Hi, Fuzzball. Fuzzy, you are missed. So.
Why don't you come down here and bring some padding? We'll hang it from the ceiling. Hey, Fuzz, it's Brian, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Framed perfectly.
Awesome. Perfect. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We can see your wiener.
Sweet.
Now I feel like I'm gonna have to stay to read you comments if people have questions they want you to ask.
That might be a good idea.
And I'll be
I know you will. I'll be Brian Cool.
No, I go down that train. That costume thing again.
You've been promoted from sound guy to camera guy. How you can work for Stably.
He's got to get a bad haircut.
That, my friends, was a Brian Wheeler joke. How we doing? What's up? Nothing. Just getting ready to do a podcast. Yeah.
Do it as you place.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's really awkward. But awkward is my middle name, along with delusions of grandeur. Follow the beautiful voice. Follow the beautiful voice. Follow the beautiful voice. I promise we're going to go in here in a second. I feel like that scene in Wayne's World where Garth is just staring at the camera because Wayne bailed. It's like that scene in Scanners where the guy's head exploded. All right, we'll go check this. All right, be right back.
Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
My liver's all twisted up. But you know what I did? I loaded up with alcohol, more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
So you're bored, are ya? I've come here to break your monotony. Let me have my piece, because I'm shooting with this one, folks. I don't care, man.
The unscripted, uncensored, loose cannon of commentary.
Why did you say that? Why? Why? You come out and stink like that? Poop. You poop out. Poop out of your mouth.
See, son? Old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum look a lot like that.
I've got a midget friend, an albino friend, and another friend who thinks Lord of the Rings is real. Together we call ourselves the Unfuckables.
When Todd is in, let the fun begin.
Body touch.
You judging an asshole.
I've never heard of that.
Hello, Tennessee. Wow, look at this crowd. Hello, world. And hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and it's always good to be seen. I am Izzy Presley, and this is Metal Edge Magazine's Another Effing Podcast. Paul Gargano is not with me because Paul Gargano was in a wedding, or at a wedding in North Carolina, and I'm running solo, and I know I was promoting this as a drunken summit, and that just was not able to happen, but in the words of the great Stone Cold Steve Austin, I will crack one for the working man. Ah! Oh yeah, there you go. And it also kind of works because I'm dressed like Stone Cold Steve Austin at the same time with my Austin 316 shirt and my knee brace. But so what was supposed to happen here today, YouTube world, is that you guys can come in and join. It's a live podcast. You're welcome to join. Yeah, there we go. How we doing? Come in, sit down, have a fun, you know? All right, or not. That's pretty cool too. So what was supposed to happen is we were supposed to do a live drunken summit with Eddie Trunk and Charlie Benante, but due to scheduling conflicts surrounding Monsters on the Mountain here, which I am coming to you from live in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee at the LeConte Center. LeConte or LeConte? Brian, is that? It is LeConte, that's right. So we were supposed to do a throwdown with the very first Kiss record and Kiss Destroyer, but can't do that by myself. So what I am going to do, and he'll be in here in just a minute, he's got a bunch of people out by his booth, and I don't want him to miss out on any sales that could possibly happen while he's sitting here with me with a bunch of people by his booth. So Mark Weiss, famed rock and roll photographer who's got a book called The Decade That Rocked, will be in here in just a few minutes, and we'll talk to him about his story and his book and all that kind of great stuff and rock and roll photography. You're eating like Rambo and shit. Yeah, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So make sure you guys follow all the social media at Real Izzy Presley all the way across the board, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, the show page is Another Effing Podcast. Follow Metal Edge Magazine on the Instagram. And you can follow my co-host, Paul Gargano, on Instagram and the Twitter as well. And I think there is a Metal Edge Facebook page. And of course, the Facebook page for the show is at Another Effing Podcast. So you can find me right there, find everything, buy all our t-shirts, buy all our great stuff. So next live show is Tuesday night for my, I gotta take a swig of my Michelob Golden Light that I smuggled in here from Minnesota. Oh my God, is that delicious. So, Tuesday night is the live show. That will be 6 p.m. Hotel California time. And then after that, we'll go back to Mondays. But what we're doing on that show is we are doing my birthday show, because it will be my birthday. Hi, Mark. I love it. My friends walk in and just walk out. It's awesome. What huge fans they are. So on Tuesday night, we'll be going live via the Spreaker page. And if you want to listen live, Spreaker.com/user/Izzy Presley, we are doing the birthday show. And it is going to be Van Halen's 5150 versus David Lee Roth, The Edelman Smile. The war to settle the score, brother. And going track versus track for that. And I'm going to find a whole bunch of great people to join. Paul will be back, obviously, as well. So, Brian, is there any YouTube comments that I can comment on? Just one? No?
One viewer.
Oh, one viewer. All right, cool. Doing a viewer to one show. Yesterday was great here in Pigeon Forge. Fun day. Got a sunburn, so I got that going for me. I did not see the Vince Neil fall. I've heard a lot about the Vince Neil fall. I was not here. I was actually in bed by then. Hey, come on in. Come on, sit down. Just doing a little live podcast here. That's all. No, we doing. You guys having fun? You having a good time? Oh yeah.
Pull up a chair.
Pull up a chair. Hell, you know what? Come on in. Join the conversation. We're just waiting for Mark Weiss to get here that we can start really doing this, but we are live right now, so yeah, there we go. What's your highlight been so far?
Man, Kicks and Vince.
Yeah.
Kicks was on.
Kicks was freaking amazing last night. So you saw the Vince fall?
Yeah, I did.
Come up here, please, come up here.
You got a spam comment.
I got a spam comment. That's awesome. So what did you saw the fall? Tell me what you saw.
It was all clouded up. So he was off in the corner.
Okay.
So it was really kind of hard to tell what he fell into, and so I really don't know. Other than the clips that I seen, that's pretty much what I seen. You don't really see him hit the floor or anything like that. You don't really see the crowd, which I would expect. The crowd be going, trying to help him. Nobody, nothing like that.
Right. So, I've seen the clip of, Dana coming up to the mic and being brutally honest about what happened, which I thought was really cool.
Right.
How long between the fall did that happen?
Yeah, maybe 2 songs. Yeah.
Oh, what? So did he come back out, or did the band just keep playing after he fell?
Playing.
So the band kept playing after he fell.
Yeah. And then the other guy took over, which amazing, dude. That dude, I can't think of his name, but freaking amazing guy.
All right. So
Very talented dude.
So who was singing?
It's the lead guitarist.
Okay, so Blando.
Yeah.
Jeff Blando.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, what's your name, by the way?
It's Robbie Griffin.
Robbie Griffin.
Yep.
Welcome to Metal Edge Magazine's Another Effing Podcast.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
You a fan of Metal Edge from back in the day?
Say it again.
You a fan of Metal Edge from back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Now you're a part of the family, my brother.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Robbie?
I'm Little Hickory area.
Okay, so is that in Tennessee?
No, I'm sorry. It's in North Carolina.
North Carolina. All right. Tennessee barbecue or North Carolina barbecue?
Tennessee.
Tennessee? Well, of course. Oh, okay. You don't like the vinegary stuff.
It's okay, but Tennessee's always a little better.
What do you like better about it? This is interesting stuff to me, by the way. Because I'm a fat guy. I love barbecue.
I do, man. I like I guess the barbecue more side, the hot side of it. And put a little bit more love in it.
Gotcha. So you like the rub. You like the rub. Oh yeah, I like the rub too.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Hi, guy. So are you a cruiser? Have you been on the cruises?
No.
Have
not.
Now you're going to go on the cruises.
Yeah, I've actually seen the crew twice.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been a long time.
When's the first time you see Motley Crue?
88.
Okay, so I saw him on the Feel Good tour. That was the first time that I saw them. Well, so what was? How old were you?
I'm 49.
You're 49. So we're almost the same age. So 88, you would have been 16.
Yeah, I think I was 15 actually. It was fixing to turn 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that's how it was. It's been a long time.
Yeah, right. Oh, trust me, I know. I've burned a lot of brain cells since then. Who opened? Who do you? There he is.
And,
All right, cool. Yeah.
And I
Mark.
don't remember who opened. I cannot remember to save my life, man. It's been so long.
Wow. Well, wait, 88. So that would have been the girls' tour.
Yes.
So you probably saw Whitesnake.
Yes.
Yes.
David Coverdale. Yes. And I actually met him, man, at Harris Casino.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was so wild because so many people were walking by him. And me and my wife was walking. I said, that's a rock dude right there. That's like, you always tell the way they dress. Yeah. And sure enough, it was David Coverdale. Sure enough.
Did you talk to him? Was he a nice guy?
For a minute, yeah, for a minute. We didn't try to hold him up, but yeah, he was a super nice guy, man. Super nice guy.
So what was your first concert? This stuff just, I love
My
this
first
stuff.
concert was, I think it was Guns N' Roses and Skid Row. It was Guns N' Roses. Skid Row opened them up, and that was a mistake. Cause I think I seen Guns N' Roses way too early.
Really?
Yeah, man. I seen them twice.
Well, wait, hold on. I thought that Skid Row record didn't come out till 89.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I just seen Guns N' Roses. I think I seen him way too early. Man, he screamed so much. It was just really hard. Yeah, it was just. Oh, I got you. Man, that's a change. Yeah, but no, he just screamed too loud. So.
Oh, so he was actually good then.
I mean,
Axl's still great, by the way. That wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, no,
I didn't mean that.
What he done for AC/DC, I mean, was phenomenal.
Did you see that? Did you see one of those shows?
I've seen videos. I haven't seen the show, but he done a great job.
Yeah, from all the video that I've seen, I thought that was amazing too.
I ain't down him a bit, but it was like Skid Row just come out, man. Sebastian and killed it, just killed it.
Yeah.
And I actually think that it was their first tour.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
I think that was their first.
See, I didn't realize that they opened for Guns N' Roses that early because I thought they didn't open for them until Slave to the Grind.
Yeah, but then I seen Kicks and Great White and Rat, and my gosh, man, it was, and still, man, Kicks is still pumping it.
Yeah, Kicks is amazing.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy night last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are you most looking forward to seeing now?
After Vince, I wanted to see Vince one more time, but Tesla, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Tesla.
always
I
good.
like Slaughter, Winger, Firehouse. That's I'm hired.
Do you have tickets for the stadium tour?
The stadium tour.
The Leopard, Motley, Poison.
I did, man, and they kept canceling it, and so we got our money back.
Oh, so you just bailed and said screw
Yeah,
it.
man. Well, it was like, how many times they do it? Twice? Canceled our show twice?
Yeah.
And we just finally said, you know what, we're not even gonna go.
Yeah, well, because this is the thing that happens is they sit on your money and they collect interest on it, so they make all the money, and you can't get your tickets back.
Yeah, well, I mean, things happen, in 2 years' time. I mean, you may not even be able to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so it's kind of crazy, but.
All right, Robbie, thank you very much for filling time.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it. Glad you're having fun. Sit down, man, and enjoy the show.
Hey, we will, man. Thanks, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Robbie. Yay! Everybody in YouTube world, make some noise for Robbie. Right now, coming up, we have Mark Weiss, the Weiss guy. Is it the Weiss guy or the Wise guy?
Well, that's a good question. You can ask me.
Okay, yeah. Is it the Wise guy or the Weiss guy?
Well, it's the Weiss guy, but it's because I am a wise guy.
There you go.
And there's a backstory to that, if you'd like to know.
Please. It is an interview.
Okay. Well, I was on the road with Motley Crue, '84, and we were watching Three Stooges. That was me and Mick Mars and Vince, all hanging out there and having some Jack. And Mick goes, the Three Stooges, I guess Mo or Larry goes, they ain't Weiss guy. So that's where they dubbed me, the Weiss guy. And then when I got off the road, I did a photo spread in Faces magazine, and I put Mark Weiss guy Weiss, and then it kind of stuck from there.
Nice. So, at what age did you get involved in this whole rock and roll debauchery and rock and roll photography?
Well, I guess you could say 15. I got my first camera at 12 from mowing lawns, and then when I went to, and when I was 14, a couple years later, my brother brought me to Courtney Still's Nash and Young. I saw the crowd, and it was just like another world, like just this community of like everyone just connecting through the music. And then I started going to concerts at Madison Square Garden, Aerosmith, Peter Frampton, and Kiss, and I started sneaking in my camera.
Yeah.
In my boots, I had these big Fry boots, and I used to sneak in, and I used to sell my pictures at my high school
Nice.
At my locker for $1 a piece.
That's amazing.
And in front of the concerts. And then I got arrested at a Kiss show in '77. And then
I'm sorry to laugh at that, but it's like
I know, right? Yeah. I did get arrested and went to jail. And I was like, all right, now what am I gonna do? And I went home and I was reading my circus magazine that I used to read since I was like 12.
Yeah.
And they said, I looked at the address and I went to New York with my portfolio, and they liked they liked my photography. And 6 months later, they used a centerfold of Steven Tyler that, still sneaking in at the time. So then after that, they started using me. I got photo passes. Van Halen was one of my first assignments I had.
What year was that?
79, summer.
Oh, wow. So it would have been the Van Halen 2.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah. So they weren't in arenas yet. They were playing theaters. There's a place in Asbury Park called Convention Hall where everyone played, back from the 60s. And then things snowballed. I started working with Van Halen and other bands and Aerosmith. Even after that, the centerfold, Steven saw it in the magazine, liked it, and Lieber Krebs reached out to me, and I started working for them. So it's really just been like one door opening another door, and one door, and I just really I would bang it down and hard and find out who else is through that door, and keep the ball going, and that's what I did. And then all these bands started exploding. It was just, it was a perfect storm for a kid like me that was a music fan that loved Aerosmith and Zeppelin and Kiss. And
Yeah. Well, it's the reason I was kind of curious about when you got into it, because I remember I think one of the first cruises you were on, you had me one of the trading card packs. And it's like there was an Ace Frehley, and I think it was a David Lee Roth in there and that kind of stuff. It's like I didn't realize that you had been around that long.
Yeah. I cut my teeth in probably 76, 77 was big, and then I just started working for the magazines and the bands, I'm sneaking in to Peter Frampton in 77, and 2 years later, he's hiring me to do his publicity photos in his home.
Oh, wow.
So
it's so wild how this industry works. It's like you impress one person, and all of a sudden, bam, there it goes.
Well, you gotta make yourself available. You gotta let them know who you are, and they can see what why you're in it. And I was in it, to meet girls.
Well, of course, you're in it to get laid. That's what it's all about.
That's it,
David Lee Roth's been in the news. Obviously, we lost Eddie Van Halen, a year ago. You saw him in '79. Were you a fan of Van Halen already? Had you seen them live already? And what were your thoughts?
You know what? I really didn't know who Van Halen. I heard the buzz and heard a few things, but I wasn't like from the first album. It wasn't super. So it was really the first time I actually saw them and really got. Once I saw them, then it's like a no-brainer. You're gonna buy the first Van Halen 1, the first record. And just be a fan for life. And I was fortunate enough to have the access and be on the front row, taking the pictures. And then a few years later, they start hiring me. And then when Sammy joined the band, they hired me to do their photos. So it's been a long ride with them for sure.
We're going to get to the book in a second, which is called The Decade That Rocks, or That Rocked. Right. And I've seen some of the photos. It's just freaking amazing. I can't wait to check out the whole thing. The way it is now, how do you feel about the way it is now? It's like anybody can be a recording artist. Anybody can do anything really with technology and the internet. Somebody that's, long in the tooth, I'm not calling you old, I'm just saying long in the tooth as far as the industry goes. How do you feel about people just being able to do it on their phones and all this stuff?
Well, it was a lot harder with film because you have 36 chances on the roll of film and it costs money. Now you have that access, which to me it's a godsend really for photographers that want to be that couldn't be. Same like musicians that have the talent that didn't get the lucky break back then or didn't have the tools or the money to get a demo. Nowadays, with digital photography and everything that you can do at your own home studio, it's just, if you're creative and you have the talent and you have a place where you can let everyone decide. It's almost like America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they vote, you know, because let's face it, you know, on how many views. If you're a musician and you're talented, whether it's visual or just the whole package, and you get views, that means there's something you got there. So it's almost easier for the record industry to recognize those. It's like they're not pushing. They're not the one downfall is they're not developing talent.
Right.
So there's probably a lot of talented people out there that aren't getting developed that could be the next Janis Joplin or whoever else, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So right now you almost gotta come right out of the box and you have to prove yourself. So it's bittersweet. With photography, same thing, you know, if you find a band you gravitate to and you like and you have fun with, it's gonna show through your photographs, and then if that band takes off, that's great, and if not, it doesn't, you know, start your own, you know, your blog, your own podcast, or your own you know, social media, and develop your own base there and just share it with everyone, and then the bands will gravitate to you, and you know, whether they have experience or not, they'll hire you as a photographer. So
have you made the switch over to digital? Do you like it, or do you like it better, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I hated film.
Yeah.
But I hated film.
Okay.
I mean, I hated the process of it.
Yeah.
It was very stressful, you know, especially black and white when I developed myself. You know, you have to develop it, be careful throwing the negatives in so you don't screw them up. And it's just, you know, it's a lot of, you know, not knowing what you're getting right away. So it's a lot of stress. You got to go through, when you're traveling, you got to go through the X-ray machines.
Yeah.
And worry about that. So now you know you got it. You look through it, you got it. And yeah, it's a lot more editing afterwards, but you get the images, and you know, you have to have an eye no matter what. You have to go through the process, you have to edit, you have to be in the right place in the right time. And so anyone that's into digital, it's like, you know, I love it now.
So the book, when did the book come out? It's called The Decade That Rocked. How long has it been available? When did it come out?
It came out last June.
Last June?
Yeah, so it was unfortunate. That's when COVID happened, so I was going to go on a book tour, and so that didn't happen, so I had to switch gears to online presence, which we would have done that as well, but I had to go full force. So I really did go full force, and got a lot of interviews. I was in Rolling Stone, Washington Post, Spin, just a lot of accolades to the book, and that helped spread the word, and I did a lot of interviews, and I started a podcast, The Decade That Rocked, and just, you know, hit the social media trail, and it did great. And we just, now that COVID, I'm not gonna say it's over, but we have a little hold on it. I can get out here like places like, you know, Monsters on the Mountain, and meet the fans, and you know, because that's what it's about. That's what it's missing, the online, you know, meeting the fans and them telling me, you know, they used to see my photo credit when I was little, and all that. So that's rewarding for me. And you know, just getting out and seeing live music and doing what I did 30, 40 years ago.
How did it go during the COVID times? I mean, were you selling a lot of product? Were you having a lot of response to it? Because obviously we all know how hard it is, how hard it was during COVID. Yeah. But like I've heard of a lot of musicians who, like Izzy, I've made more money this year sitting at home and doing Patreon and doing that kind of stuff than I have, you know, for like 3 years of touring. Right. You know, how did it work out for you?
Well, it did good. I didn't have any, you know, gigs. And I didn't really miss that much. But you know, just selling the book and doing the online thing, it really did well. It's on its fourth pressing. We just got 10,000 copies in. We had to wait 4 months because it was on a slow boat from China. And it was held up there for a while. So it's like every time they sell out a print run, it's like 2 months in between. So all the press that I've done, interviews, it's kind of like, all right, there's no books now. So So right now, a year and a couple months later, I'm getting to do some in-person appearances. I just did something at the Gibson Garage yesterday in Nashville, which went great. And just looking for different places. I'm going to start doing keynote speaking. I'm doing a ticketed show at the Cutting Room in New York on December 11th.
Nice.
Where I'll give like an hour presentation. And share my experiences and my stories. Motivate some people, hopefully. And looking for, anyone that wants to hear my story, some colleges, and just, trying to share what my experience has been over the last 40 years.
So you have toured with bands as their photographer, correct?
Oh yeah.
So you watch a movie like Almost Famous, and you see that what's going on there. How much of that did you experience?
Well, I'm working on a screenplay right now for like my story.
Really?
Yeah, kind of like an Almost Famous, but you put Almost Famous, rock star, and what was it? The musical that was out there.
Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
So you put all those three together, and you'll have my story.
That's freaking amazing. Did you see the movie Rock of Ages?
Yeah, I know.
Did you see the theater production?
Yeah.
Which one did you like better?
Well, yeah, the movie was a little hokey,
Yeah.
But in the theater was hokey, but theaters are hokey.
Right.
Not hokey, but just I never liked Broadway or anything like that. But I definitely enjoyed it because all those songs weave together really cleverly. I mean, it was a great production.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of Broadway until I saw Rock of Ages on Broadway.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe a believer in it. So.
Yeah, well, it's weird. It's like I've never seen like a Broadway type play, but I saw Rock of Ages, then I saw the
School of Rock.
No, I did not. It wasn't School of Rock. It was the Elvis, Johnny Cash, the $1 Million Quartet.
Okay.
And then the one about the Four Seasons. And the thing that I liked about that, the music wasn't Broadwayed up. It was true, it was true to what it is. I think that's what really stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you still doing the podcast?
Yeah, they're hard,
Tell me about it!
I know, yeah. I mean, I have a partner that's been doing them with me, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to get it going.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of good access, and I get the artists, and we talk about the decade that rocked, and he went from that era. And we're, you're supposed to do them every week, and I just can't be religious about that. There's so much going on.
It's hard, dude. It's hard. I've been doing this for 8 years. And when I started it, I jokingly called it another fucking podcast because everybody's got a podcast. 8 years later, everybody and their grandma has a podcast. But now, I'm lucky enough to have the Metal Edge name on it, along with Bart Argano, who's obviously not here. He's at a wedding in Tennessee or in North Carolina. That's why he couldn't be here. But I was just kind of curious. Hi, Jenna. Genocide from Paradise Kitty. Yeah.
I heard about them.
We're gonna have to give a hug.
Hold
on.
I haven't seen this man in almost a year now.
All right, we having a hugging moment. Okay.
Hello.
You're all red.
I know.
Are you under the sun?
Honey, that's what we call a ginger tan.
I love it. All right, I got work to do. I'll see you.
Yeah, go handle your business. A girl just touched me. That was cool. So, back to the podcast, because me doing this as long as I have, it just fascinates me. People that continue to jump into it, along with all of the competition out there, and especially in our world, because there are just so many podcasts that talk about what we talk about. But are you so you're having people on that you've worked with to talk about the work and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's really to promote my book.
Yeah, of course.
but you know, it's a good time for me to catch up with them and talk about the times. And really, my angle is I like to talk about the image and how the band's like progressed. It kind of goes wherever it goes. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a journalist.
Oh, dude, see, this is the thing. Every show that I do, I have nothing in front of me, like right now, other than a beer. But I never do research. I never do anything. 'Cause I think it's more about the conversation, and I think somebody being a fly on the wall, you know, they feel like they're a fly on the wall listening to our conversation, as opposed to somebody with a script of questions. Because you've been interviewed how many times? You can tell when somebody's got a script.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I always, you know, tell them like, don't ask me this question or that question, you know, or ask if you can ask me elaborate on something, but don't say where did you start.
Yeah.
You know, like, tell me about when you mowed lawns when you were 12. So at least let me know that you read something. And you know
I mean,
something
like
about it.
this was kind of on the whim, because what we were supposed to do, and I told this to the video crowd earlier, it was supposed to be Benante and Eddie Trunk, and we were going, and this is I was going to go here anyways with you, regardless. So we've been doing these drunken summits, and we do these album throwdowns. So it was Trunk, Benante, Mike Portnoy, Roy Mayorga from Stone Sour, and then Paul Gargano, my co-host. And we did the first 3 Kiss records, track versus track versus track, second 3 records, track versus track versus track, and then we did the solo records, you know, all 4 of them against each other. It was amazing. And I thought, why not? Trunk's gonna be here, Benante's gonna be here. Let's do the first Kiss record versus Kiss Destroyer. Are you a Kiss fan?
Yeah, I'm a Kiss fan.
We're obviously not going to go track versus track because it's just two of us. Whatever. So if you have to pick one of those records, which one and why?
Yeah, see, I'm a Kiss fan, but I don't remember tracks and albums and all that.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, the sad story of it is, it's not sad, it's just me. When I was 12, and I mentioned this in my book, The Decade That Rocked.
Which you could buy where?
Well, you can buy it right here at...
Yeah, well, I'm planning on it, don't worry.
But it's online at thedecadethatrocked.com/shop, or just go to thedecadethatrocked.com.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll see it. You go on my Instagram, my Facebook, it all leads you there.
Yeah.
And there's also interviews and, you know, all my, you know, whatever I've done that's related to.
Obviously.
It's the go-to place, the Decade That Rocked. But yeah, so in the book I do talk about a little bit of my personal, not a lot of it, but when I was 12, I had a motorcycle and I used to, you know, go dirt bike riding. And me and my friend were supposed to meet each other, and we met each other at a dead man's turn, and we both had a head-on collision, and I was unconscious for a while. And I kind of realized, like, the next year that I couldn't really remember stuff because I was starting to do bad at school and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I never got any kind of tests or anything, but it, you know, I just took it that, you know, that was what it was, and I just couldn't remember things. And still now I can't. It's always repetitiveness. So photography really helped me remember things, because the more I look at this book, the more I said, oh, I did take that photo.
Yeah.
And start believing it, you know?
Yeah,
So
well,
I don't remember a lot of the shoots I did, you know? That's why I like going over stories and things.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that because, I mean, obviously, like, Ace had to relearn all of his solos, and Tommy Thayer taught him all of his solos again when he joined Kiss. I was going to go there with since you started talking about that. How much do you remember through the photos, and how much do you have to talk to people to get the stories?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to even say, because I'm envious of people that could remember things and tell stories. So whenever I see like my Don Dokken or Sammy Hagar, anyone that I've done shoots with, every time I see them, because it's usually once a year, or every time they tour, something will bring up a story, and I wouldn't remember it, and then I say, all right, or I'll say, tell me that story again, Don, because it's a good story, and I don't remember it, you know. And the more I hear it, the more I'll remember it, so it's kind of weird.
So that must be nice about doing the podcast, is you're remembering a lot of stories that you haven't heard in a long time that you forgot about.
Yeah, so it helps me, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Therapeutic.
There you go. Why don't you hold the book up for the camera so they can see it? It is available. It is called The Decade That Rocked, and it is available at thedecatethatrocked.com.
That's right.
Right there.
And it's 6 pounds, 1 ounce.
6 pounds, 1 ounce. Look
Almost
at that.
400 pages.
Is there a titty in there?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Now I'm really gonna buy it.
Well, actually, in 1982 and 83, I worked for a magazine called We Magazine, and we shot naked women in concepts, like half naked.
That's worth a slow clap right there.
So we shot Motorhead. There's Filthy Phil.
Nice.
I had to put the tame ones in here.
Of course.
Lemmy got a little out of control. There's Ozzy and there's Carmine Appice. And then this is my favorite. There's the Motley Crue shoot. It was their first.
Oh yeah.
It was their first national shoot they ever did. So I kind of it kind of paved the way for what they were about.
Yeah.
And this was I lent Joe, my girlfriend at the time. He was very nervous, but I said, "What's mine is yours." and that later didn't help his marriage out. They soon got divorced, but he did thank me because he married Billy, and he was very happy still to this day. So.
I don't have my sound bank bite with me right here, so I'll just add the Pat Fontaine laugh in myself. But that's great, man. It looks amazing. I am going to purchase one of those before this weekend is over. Mark Weiss, dude, thank you so much.
All right, thanks for
I
having
really
me.
appreciate it. We'll see everybody on Tuesday night. Spreaker.com/user/Izzy Presley to listen live. 5150 versus David Lee Roth, Edelman Smile, the birthday show. This has been Metal Edge Magazine's and Other Different Podcasts. On behalf of myself, Mark Weiss, and Paul Garcano, who is not here, by the way. Don't you go changing. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.